So good evening, everybody. It's Jen Ferguson here with Artistic Painting Studio. And I am just going to quickly grab a link and share it with everybody in our texting community. So give me just a second. And as you join in, do me a big favor and say hello. Let me know who's here. And share with me where you guys are tuning in from. Would love to know where everybody's from. I'm here in Huntington Beach, which is normally a nice warm community, but we're having a little cold spell, which most of California is, so it's cooler here than usual. Whew. Okay. I know it's not cold like it is in some parts of the country, but for where I live, I'm cold. So do me a big favor, stay high in the comments. Want to know who's hanging out with me tonight? That's how we all get to know each other around here. And also share where you're from, okay? So let's get things rocking and rolling here. We've just had so much fun last week. Oh, these little birdhouses are just stinking adorable. And I haven't decided exactly what all I'm going to do with them, but we are going to put those out into our showroom and show them off, okay? So we got another brand new foil in. Ooh, so exciting. Okay, I'm gonna try to do a little close-up here and see if I can show this one off really super well. Let me get my buckets out of the way, okay? I got too much stuff up here. It's been one of those days where I have been working in my office. I have been working back here in my studio. I've been creating, but this one is so pretty. Hello, Lori, and thank you. We have some of the most unique foils around, okay? You will not find many of these anywhere else but here. Hello, Sherry, and hello, Faye. So this is a brand new one. It's called Matte Terracotta. And I want you guys to know it is stunning. Look at all that gorgeous interest in that, okay? And it's not a shiny foil, just like it says in the description of it. It is a matte foil. Okay, oops, let me grab some scissors because I want to show you guys how, I already did one piece here, but we're just going to go ahead and do another piece so you guys can just see how this transfers so well. Hello, Kathy. It's so good to see you. And hi, Barb. It's wonderful to see you as well. Mary Jo. Hey, it looks like all of our friends are tuning in and hanging out. Oh, Jenny, I know. This one is absolutely to die for, guys, okay? So you can see it. Let me get my fabric out of the way because that's our main project tonight, okay? You can see that I've already transferred it here, and you can see that it's not bright and shiny, okay? On the carrier, it has more of a sheen because the carrier itself is shiny, okay? But when it transfers, it is more of a matte. But don't let that disappoint you. You can put any top coat you want over the top of it, and you can bring the sheen up higher, okay? Hello, Kathy. It's great to see you tonight. Good evening, Gloria. And Sherry, thank you so much for the stars once again. Oh, Sherry, no, it is not, okay? This is not a fabric-friendly foil. This is part of our V-Mask line, which means they're more of a decorative finishing foil, and they're not designed to go onto fabric at all, okay? But great question there. Liz, it's so wonderful to see you joining us. Hello, Vicki. My gosh, girls, you guys are just making me so excited to be here. Eduardo, we appreciate you always being here. You're nice and warm in Florida. Kathy says she loves that matte look. You can do so much with it. Yes, you can. Jenny, this one's called Matte Terracotta. It does not have a super fancy name, okay? But I want to show you guys transferring it, okay? So I just cut out a big piece, okay? Because it's so gorgeous. I just want you to see all the beautiful parts that it has. Hello, Ellie from Norfolk, Virginia. Oh, I bet you're cold too, okay? So once you put it on, this is just my sample board. We call it a sticky board, okay? It's had foil adhesive on here for a while, but it always gives us a place to transfer our foil so we can check anything out. So I'm just going to scrub. And scrubbing can be noisy, so I wasn't talking over the top of it, okay? Ooh, 46 there in Florida. Dang, Sherry. That's a little chilly, okay? And then you just start to peel. Now, if you're seeing any parts of the foil that have not attached, okay, you can always put it back and give it another little scrub and see if you can get any more of that to stick, okay? I also so highly recommend that this is going to look better over a black or a dark color than it's going to look over anything light, okay? I tried to transfer it over a white or an off-white earlier today and did not like that, okay? But it looks so rich and great on this dark, on the black, okay? So stick with a darker base coat for this particular foil. Now, I don't believe this one is on the website yet, but before I leave tonight, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I get it photographed so that my team can get it loaded onto the website, maybe even tonight, okay? Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? Okay, I'm going to tell you, there's nothing else out there like this. This is just stunning, absolutely stunning. Ooh, I'm trying to get the best picture I can of it, you guys, okay? Maybe I had it too close to the camera because it wasn't doing it justice. It is just beautiful, okay? Probably one of my most favorite foils that we've ever had come in, okay? It is so, so pretty. Oh, thank you, Jenny. I appreciate the stars. You guys are so, so sweet. Rhonda, isn't it amazing? You wait until you see it. Oh, Ellie. Whew, okay, 34 degrees. Okay, we've had some lows here, okay? Sherry says she's got flip-flops on, or socks with her flip-flops, okay? That's funny. We'll see people here at the beach wearing Uggs with their shorts, okay? Kind of a confused statement, but that is a common look here, okay? Don't see me doing it, but hey. Oh, Mary Jo, whew, 29. I'm telling you, girl, oh, that's too cold for me. Sherry says she's going to foil her door, trying to choose which one. Oh my gosh. Well, you could do a combination, okay? It doesn't have to just be one, Sherry. You could definitely do a combination and use a couple of different foils. That would be gorgeous. Okay. So, matte terracotta, okay? You guys will find this on the website tomorrow by the latest, okay? Our other new foil that is Stone Wash Gold is up, okay? That one my staff told me made it up today. So I'm super excited about that. Oh my gosh, you guys are sharing with me how cold it is. Okay, it's 24 and falling in Morgan, Utah. Ooh, snow. But you know what? Snow means good skiing and boarding weather. Okay, so we don't mind that. Lisa says it's 39 degrees in San Antonio. Okay, I got to find out, you guys. I want to see how cold it really is, okay? Oh, you guys going to laugh at me, okay? It's 56 degrees out right now, but we're supposed to have a low of 37 tonight, which is really cold for Huntington Beach. And it's probably 56 in my studio, okay? That's what's so cold. I'm cold, okay? So I found these adorable buckets, okay, from the Dollar Tree, and I thought they would be beautiful with using our new foils, so that's my objective with these. So I'm going to quickly put on a coat of Bondago and just show you guys how I do this, and it's going to be quick, and then we're going to move on to fabric because that's what I told you we were going to do tonight, okay? So before I'm going to put my Bondago on, I'm going to go ahead and spray this with some alcohol and clean it off, okay? And this has just got rubbing alcohol in it. Let me open my screen a little bit, you guys, because you're gonna miss things, okay? So it just has rubbing alcohol in here. And I'm just going to clean off the surface, okay? So try to get any grease, dirt, fingerprints, all that great stuff off of there so that my Bondago will have a better chance of adhering well, okay? And, got a good whiff of that. Anytime you're prepping something other than wood, always take a couple extra steps of making sure that you're preparing that surface well for your project, okay? That it might need to be primed, it might need to be sanded first, it might need to be sanded and primed. Just make sure that you are taking the time to do those extra steps that are needed for whatever surface you're on, okay? Don't assume that everything is just going to be, oh, I just stuck my fingers all in that black, that you can just slap your paint on anything and it's going to work, okay? Our foil adhesive is super sticky, and our foils are adhered to a plastic carrier with a system that takes a very strong adhesive to pull off that metallization off that carrier, okay? Now, if there is a weaker bond somewhere, when you go to transfer, and I'll explain what I mean here, okay? So when I say a weaker bond, let's say you only put down an acrylic paint on this metal bucket and you didn't clean the metal bucket, so there could be a residue, there could be a film or something on there, and you just put acrylic on there, okay? And if the acrylic is not going to bond really well to the metal, this could be the weakest bond. So you put down an acrylic, you let that dry, you put down your foil adhesive, you let that dry, you go to transfer your foil, and the bond to the bucket is weak, okay? Weaker than the foil adhesive and foil transferring to each other, that it could pull everything up. Okay, so you want to make sure, I was just dripping all over the place there. You want to make sure that you're definitely doing yourself the favor of making sure that prep is done correctly, okay? Because if it's not, you guys are going to have some disappointing moments. And I really hate for anybody, let me try to clean up my mess here a little bit since I got drips all over. I hate for anybody to have failure, okay? That just really bothers me. So I really try to talk about prep, even though it's boring. It's so necessary to make sure that your surface is prepped well and that your paint's going to adhere. And if there's any issue with your bond, then the rest of your project's not going to come out super great, okay? So I'll probably let this sit overnight, make sure that I have a really good base coat on here, and maybe even put on a second coat, okay? My glass, metal, plastic, I tend to kind of do an overkill on my prep, but I just don't ever, I shouldn't say ever, I just don't have failure as much, okay? Because I do take the time to go through the steps, okay? And I just did a quick spray with rubbing alcohol. Probably should have actually taken the time to do a light sand as well, okay? So we're just going to let that sit, but we will be able to get a bunch of these little buckets, okay? They're just cute as can be. And like I said, they're Dollar Tree. I don't know if they have them right now, but I've seen them several times over the last couple of years in different heights. So I'm going to let that sit. I want to make sure I got my fabric out of the way because I got something else up there. I'm going to let that sit, dry overnight, and then we'll come back and continue on those, okay? Because those are just going to be so fun. And I'm telling you, I can never have too many gathering buckets around here. I just always feel like we need containers for everything because we've got so much stuff. And like I said, my table is just piled today because of all the different projects I've been working on. Okay, I'm going to try to keep that out of the way. And I see there's questions, so hold on a second, Mary Jo. Let me kind of clear out my area. And I want to make sure that that's dry so I don't mess up what I'm doing. And I'll look at questions and comments. Mary Jo, have you been stirring it every time you use it? And if you have been, it can get thicker in time as it gets to the bottom. I wouldn't add water to the container. If you do, make sure you're using like distilled water, bottled water, something that can't contaminate the whole thing, okay? So make sure you've got clean, pure, not tap water, okay? But I'm normally one who would take it out of the container, put it on my plate, and add a little bit of water there instead of adding water to the entire container. But that's me, okay? And yes, you're stirring it every time. Okay, so maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just gotten thicker as it just sits. Some of the products can do that as they just get to the bottom. But I would take it out, maybe do as I do with like our foil adhesive sometimes, just mist a little water on it, mix it in, and use it. Let's see. Oh, okay, so Jenny has a question here. If you use too much foil adhesive, does it make for a less than fuller transfer? I'm only getting maybe half coverage. I'm wondering if I'm using too much or not enough. Oh, Jenny. Okay, so when I put my foil adhesive on, I never have it on too thick, but I don't know if too thick could get you a bad release. It could be more of environment. So it kind of depends on what are you putting underneath the adhesive, what kind of paint. A good acrylic or Bondago are probably the best because then your foil adhesive sits on top of the paint and doesn't soak in. So if you're using maybe like a chalk paint, a cheap craft paint, possibly the foil adhesive can soak in and can soak in inconsistently, which could give you an inconsistent transfer. So when I brush it on, I'm just brushing on a nice even coat, not thick. If I'm rolling it on, again, I'm just rolling it on till I've just got a nice even coat, nothing's thick, and then dry time. I'm not sure where you are, Jenny. So if your environment is cold, humid, damp, you need to give it more dry time. And maybe try to warm up that room as well as kind of circulate the air. So a dehumidifier or a fan, and then not the fan blowing on anything, but the fan just kind of moving the air, because moving air helps things to dry, but warm moving air would absolutely help. So those would be two main things. And then the third thing is everything you have, your foils and your foil adhesive, should be kept into a warm room because nothing likes it to be cold. So if you're not getting a good transfer, then you might try the blow dryer trick as well. So I hope all of that will help. Okay, if not, just give me a call. Gloria, thank you so much for the stars, you guys. That's so much appreciated. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, if you're going directly over texture medium is going to give you an uneven surface, and we never get a great transfer over that. And are you going directly over texture medium, or are you painting over that as well? Gesso's good. I do like gesso. You're in the desert, New Mexico, so it's cold. Okay. Yeah, maybe even just to have your projects like over in one corner and get like a space heater or something so it can stay warm in that area. So, I mean, today I was working on a sample board and I had foil adhesive down. I took the foil adhesive out into the front room where we get sun and it warms up better, okay, because we've got a lot lower ceilings in our front area. So I took it in there on purpose because I wanted it to dry quicker. So a lot of that can play with it, but feel free to give me a call. I am more than happy to get on a call with you and just like let's go through everything. And I call it being the foil investigator. Okay, I find that the longer normally we talk, the more we can figure out what's possibly happening or not happening for you. Okay, so we'll figure that out. Let's see. So we are going to do a stencil. This is a heat transfer vinyl adhesive. Okay, is the material that I'm using. This is a material that is designed to go through a cutter. Okay, so either a Cameo, a Silhouette, a Cricut, whatever kind of vinyl cutter you possibly have. And it has a shiny side and a matte side. Well, you feed it through so the matte side is facing up because this is the adhesive side. And we are going to remove all of the parts here, okay? And show you guys how to weed, okay? So I've already cut something, and you guys cannot see what I've cut at all, okay? Because it is very hard to actually see it, okay? Let's see. I'm going to go back and read Jenny's questions here really quick. Yes, was just thinking that the room is huge. See at 20-foot ceilings. Okay, use some more consistent heat. It might not be a bad idea. Sometimes I get warm if I'm walking around a lot in here, but if I just sit, I know how cold it really is. Okay, the heater just kicked on, but I'm telling you, we've got, 12, 14-foot ceilings back here, and, it's a 1,800 square foot warehouse. It's cold, okay? It's very cold back here. So if it's 56 degrees outside, it's 56 in here if I don't have my heater going. But yeah, definitely reach out to me tomorrow. Okay, so if you're not familiar with this, you can hit our website. Heat Transfer Vinyl Adhesive is the product that I'm using. It is challenging you guys to see, okay? I normally like to hold it up at an angle and I can see the light reflect, and I can start to see where some of the cuts are to begin with, okay? And I'm going to weed out everything I don't want. So I'm just going to leave the word, and the word is believe, okay? And it's always tricky to just started. Once you get started, I think that's just the hardest part, and then normally you can see everything. So I always feel like I have to have it up at a slight angle so I can see my cut lines. And then I'm going to weed away, like I said, everything I don't want to transfer. And when I have, sometimes it's easier to just like cut it onto a smaller piece or cut this smaller so you don't have to weed so much. But we're just going to leave the word believe, okay? So the other thing too is if you're going to put this on your clothing, like my apron says faith, okay? You need to mirror your image if you're going to do a word, because if you don't mirror the image, it will look backwards when you're wearing it, okay? So this has been mirrored. All your cutters should have that setting to be able to mirror an image. And you can see I'm just pulling out everything I don't need, okay? Oh, that is so awesome, Sherry. This is an awesome product. It is so much fun to work with, and you can do so many fun things, okay? You can actually buy files and use them and just create some fun t-shirts. You can custom design stuff and cut that as well, but you don't have to actually learn how to design. You can buy files, okay? And that's what most, I think, everybody does, is just buy the files. I do find that it's easier to weed when I have color underneath, so that's why my fabric is under here as well. Oh, okay, so Mary Jo's saying she likes her black work table because she can see the cut lines easier, okay? Dark color does help to have in the background while you're trying to weed. The clear material is very sticky because it's holding the adhesive, okay, your heat transfer vinyl adhesive in place. So that is a really sticky carrier. And you can see my fingers are sticking to it, okay? And we're getting close, okay? We're getting really close here. I just want to make sure I'm not weeding off something I need. But you can see how well it grabs everything. And we're almost to the end here. Okay, so you want to make sure you're getting rid of everything that you're taking off, okay? I had such great plans to make some Christmas shirts, but I just haven't had time to go shopping. I thought I was going to try and get on there over the weekend, and being out of town for my daughter's birthday party, I just didn't get everything done I had planned to do, as it seems like as always. You guys know that. You just run out of time, okay? The one thing that I know is super important is make sure you have everything weeded that you do not want to transfer. So check everything, okay? So if I hold this up, it's going to look correct to you, okay? And when I iron this on, it will be perfect where it would be able to seam directly on me. Okay, I think I'm going to actually get another one of my aprons out instead of just doing this on fabric. Oh, because now that I'm seeing it, it's so cute. I might have to go change. Might have to go grab another foil option, okay? Because I did not bring a foil that would be as complimentary to the apron, but we'll see what I have laying around here. Okay, so I'm going to do my apron instead because I think this is too cute just to put on a piece of scrap fabric. So isn't that awesome? Okay, so make sure that there are no little pieces, okay? Every once in a while when I'm weeding, I'll find a little piece that just gets stuck somewhere and I don't see it at first. And then all of a sudden I go to iron on my fabric or my foil and I'm like, oh, darn, that wasn't supposed to be there, okay? So position it wherever you want it on your project, okay? So being a t-shirt, I'm doing my apron, and you can see how wonderful it looks, okay? So now I need to turn on my iron. I had it plugged in, but I did not turn it on yet, okay? And I'm gonna let it warm up, and I'm doing medium heat, okay? So you might want to check your irons, okay, and test them and find out what heating or what temperature is gonna work best. But start with medium. Don't go too hot because I accidentally did once, okay? It ended up working in the long run, but it was kind of an embarrassing moment at the moment that I did it because I was doing something live, which I'm always doing crazy things, okay? Trying to find something that I think was going to pop color-wise and that I have back here. Ooh, this might be really pretty. Got a big sheet of this too, okay. I think we're going to go for some Odell. I think those colors will look beautiful on there, okay. Yeah, because this has got a lot of dark color and I don't want that. So I'm going to use Odell, okay. So first thing we're going to do is just wait for our iron to heat up. And I know that one of our customers has used this and she was just blading it, okay, drawing on her designs and then cutting them out with an X-Acto blade. Now she finally did get a cutter, a vinyl cutter, and she is just having a blast. So it can be done without it, but I'm going to say the process is going to be so much easier if you have a cutter. And like I said, you can download files. You can buy all kinds of SVG files to use. Just make sure that you're buying the correct license if you're going to be doing more than one and selling them. Okay, if you're just doing it for yourself, I don't think you have to worry about it. Okay, let's see if we got some heat coming here. We do, we do. Rhonda, you can use either. I just have not become one with my heat press yet. I have one right now. It's just a very, very large paperweight. But you can use your heat press. If you don't own a heat press iron, okay, it works just as great. Okay, so once your iron is warmed up, I want you to see that it looks like it's disappearing as it is adhering to the surface. So when you're ironing it on, realize it is going to look like, you're going to still be able to see it when you're right next to it, but you guys might not be able to see it on camera, okay? So take a couple seconds, iron, and then we're going to take the carrier, and while this is warm, you guys, you're going to pull the carrier off. So don't let it cool off. Pull it while it is warm. And pull it slowly, and just make sure that your entire design has adhered to the fabric surface. And that's it. Okay, so now our design is on our project. And just throw that away. Okay, I'm going to hold this up so that you guys should be able to see it. Okay, the word believe is on there. It just looks kind of shiny right now, but that's the adhesive. And then I'm going to go ahead and just lay this down here for a second, make sure I've got it laid out great, and then Rhonda, yours is the paperweight too, huh? Well, I bought it with lots of great intentions. I don't know exactly. There was a conversation in my painting group, I think, about how we buy a lot of supplies, we buy a lot of tools and projects, and sometimes those things sit long enough that we don't always remember what our intention was. Well, I had some great thoughts behind this whole heat press thing, and it was on sale, and I was at a show, and it was just like, oh, yes, I need to buy this. I have yet to use it. Okay, I've gotten it out twice, and there was just too much of settings things that I just did not understand, and I have yet to find the time to get on the phone with the company I bought it from, which I know is probably be a 5-10 minute conversation, and boom, they'll have me up and running, but someday I will do that, okay? Sherry says she uses her mini press. You can use a regular stencil, but it's a whole different process, Ellie, and I will cover that again on another day, okay? But yes, you can use stencils, and we use a different adhesive, and you can do the same type of process. This is for using your vinyl cutters, okay? It says, Jenny says, I haven't gotten adventurous enough yet to try foiling on fabric or leather, but I am watching closely and loving what all you are doing on the clothes. And oh, that's awesome. Hello, Rima. Merry Christmas to you as well. Okay. So, you don't have to let this cool, but normally I let this cool down a little bit before I put my foil on. Mary Jo says she has a large one also, so heavy. I have a smaller heat press that works great. Oh, it's easy for hats. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Mine is a huge heat press. Okay, not huge, but it's a normal size heat press for doing t-shirts. And that's exactly what I thought I was going to do. Okay, so now that I have, and this is just a big piece, I'm just not going to cut it. I'm just going to use what I need. Okay, I'm going to cover the area where I know my Heat Transfer Vinyl Adhesive stencil is, and I'm just going to iron directly over the foil. Okay, now if you're trying this for the first time and you're just not sure how hot your iron is, and you want to kind of test things out, you can put a piece of parchment paper over your foil so that way you don't scorch your foils, okay? And also, I'm on a hard surface, you guys. Don't try this on your ironing board. You need a hard surface underneath. I do use some pressure and I push in making sure that I have that foil transferred very well to my surface, okay? I never let the iron sit. I'm always moving it, and if there is any kind of like a hem area to like this is doubled up or tripled up, so it's going to be thicker on those edges, I just make sure that I kind of get right up to them and make sure I iron over those areas really well, okay? Okay, so that's plenty. And then when you're done, you just have to let it sit and cool off. This part, when you're releasing your foils are what are called a cold release. So don't pull them off when they're hot. Don't try to speed up the process and cool it fast, okay? Just let it cool off. And while we're letting it cool off, I can read, okay? So Sherry says she always uses her parchment paper. It's not a bad idea. Rhonda says this is her favorite foil. Odell is beautiful. You cannot go wrong, okay? Oh, you're most welcome, Ellie. And yes, we'll do some other fabric stuff because fabric is fun. We have like 4 different glues, foil adhesives that are meant just for fabric. So they all have different application and can be used in different ways. So we'll explore that hopefully over the next week. I've got to go shopping. I need blank shirts, okay? I thought I was going to hit Target yesterday and I was just too tired. Oh, Lisa or Liz says she didn't know you could iron foils. Yes, yes. Can you iron them on other surfaces other than fabric? We have not been successful. I tried ironing on wood. It just didn't really work, okay? I'm always trying things where I'm like, I know this is not meant for it, but let's give it a try anyway. And it was not, it didn't turn out great, okay? But you can do your home decor. So say if you wanted to do fabric, I mean, you could do some gorgeous curtain panels. Say you bought a regular solid color curtain. You could do an overall damask, okay, with the foils and do something that is just absolutely stunning. You could do pillow covers. You could do, we do a lot of pillows, like a throw pillows for your couch. I love doing my jeans, okay. I just got to lose enough weight that I can get back into the ones I've done. Someday, I'm working on it. Let's see. Your clothing is so much fun to do. I love doing the aprons. I love doing my t-shirts. I normally have a t-shirt for every holiday. Oh, I should go. I'll wear my Christmas shirt this week for you guys and show you what I've done. Okay, so test and fill. This is still a little warm. It's not hot, but it's still a little warm. So I like to kind of let things cool. Liz, you can do your canvas with just regular foil adhesive. I don't think you would need to go through the process of ironing it, because you could use a regular stencil with regular foil adhesive and just transfer onto a canvas. But you could also try, if you wanted to create some kind of design with the heat transfer vinyl, it should work on the canvas. But if you've already painted that canvas, yeah, I'm not sure about that one, okay? My mind's kind of bopping, okay? Like, if I'm working on a canvas, I normally have paint and texture and all kinds of things going, and you know, my iron's probably not going to be great for that surface. But heavyweight canvas, okay, so I mean, I was going to do just this fabric that I had here as just a fun little project, but that's just a lightweight linen that is, okay. But Rima, you do canvas all the time, but you don't use the iron on the canvas, correct? I mean, you're just using our regular foil adhesive and foils, which are wonderful on canvas. Okay, so once it's cooled off all the way, all you have to do is just start peeling your foil off. and it has completely transferred to the surface. So let me get my foil out of the way. Like I said, that was a huge piece. And turn this around, and I'll put this one on. So now I'm going to have a new apron to wear. And this one says Believe, okay? And that is the Odell foil. Oh my gosh. Too fun, you guys. I love doing these. They look so great on shirts. You could do something on the back. You can do something on the front. They're so cute for the holidays. There's just many, many ways that you can use the foils. And someday, I don't know. I don't ever want to say someday we'll figure out everything we can do, but we are coming up with a ton of projects. And I had a customer message me over the weekend. It made me just laugh because it's been so long since we've actually like shown pictures, and I think we did this at least 3 years ago, if not longer. But I had somebody ask if the foils would adhere to plastic, and I'm like, well, yes, but I'd like to know what plastic surface you're talking about, because plastic can be probably one of our hardest surfaces to work on. So she said, she wrote me back and she goes, well, my husband was thinking about doing his center console of his car in a wood grain. And I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. We did that to Dan's car. We did a center console. So we actually removed the center console from his car, and that way I could sand it, I could prime it, I could prep it, do everything right, transfer the foil, put the top coat on. And you want to let your top coat sit as long as you can, especially when you're going to be using the surface a lot. Okay, when you're getting in and out of your car, my keys go right to my center console, so you got to be careful with it for a while. And then we reinstalled it, and it's held up great for years. Okay, but it was so fun to like have somebody like even go, hey, this is what we were thinking of doing, and we're like, hey, it works. So that was fun. Oh, thank you guys. This is so much fun. Rima, I have never tried velvet, but I think it would work. I think so. I mean, I would get a little piece and test. Okay, so Rima's saying on her canvases, just regular adhesive, no iron. Liz, yeah, I hope that does, but I'm thinking you can just use regular adhesive, because when I'm working on canvas, I'm normally like putting a stencil and maybe in the background, or I've got texture going, and so I'm just going to come in and rub the adhesive on the high areas and just catch those on the canvas as well, so that way there's just a little bit of foil in the whole design. Not everything has foil on it, so there's, I mean, I want to say there's a million ways, you guys, to even do it, okay? But I want to thank y'all for hanging out with me tonight. We keep trying to come up with fun projects to share with you. We should be back here again tomorrow night. So I'm going to try to be here all week except for Friday, because Friday we got Christmas Eve and we've got a big party to go to, and I have to bake before I go. So my dessert's going to be really fresh because I'm going to run home like 2 hours before we have to leave and bake. But I'm going to try to be here on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week with some fun projects to share. So I hope you guys will find time to hang out with me. And if you guys don't mind, do me a big favor and hit your share button onto your personal page so that you share this video with your friends and family, and hopefully we reach some new people. So we always appreciate that. Okay, guys, have a wonderful evening. Enjoy your dinners, and we'll see you back tomorrow. Bye.